What's goody, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy WhosManzYT. You already know what time it is. Getting into another video. We breaking down some stuff. There's gonna be a little film study, so let's get into it. Yo, okay, as y'all see, this is film study. Going over some plays, and these first two plays are gonna be against single high coverage. And even though that guy moves back, it still, for me, is single high. You see I dump it off to the running back there. And then this next one, he comes out again, single high. So we come out 4 verts, except for I make just a few adjustments. And we get the pass right over the middle. So I'm going to go over this first play. With it being single high like this, I like to come out in 4 verts because the weakness of single high, usually if they come out in cover 3, it's going to be the seams. And then also, when I make my few adjustments, I put comebacks out there, and those are really good against man, especially having really good route running. But as you see, boom, it wasn't, and the running back stops underneath. And then you see here that it's cover 3 and single high, which means both of the seams are going to be open. So usually I look outside the end first because, if it's a cover 2 invert or something, I don't know. They do something goofy and they leave the outside streak open, with the safety in the middle of the field. It's going to be hard to cover that much ground on the outside. But then you see, boom, you have the seams open. I should have thrown it to the tight end on the right seam, but he was guarding it over there. So you're going to see when this comes back on, I throw it to Juju in the seam right over the linebacker, but underneath the safety. In this next one, we're going over Y cross. Really good play, and you'll see here we're going to make a couple triangle reads, and I make the correct read right here. So, too high, what I'm looking at is B, the streak, and then I'm looking at A, which is either going to be a comeback, it's a choice route, it's going to be a comeback or an out route, depending on what's going on. And then we also have this crossing route from RB, which if it is the out route, you're dragging whatever zone, like flat zone, is out there down, and then you have the crossing route coming over top. What's nice about this is if it's certain zones, the choice route is going to usually pick the best route to sit down in, and him sitting down there, as you see, draws the user down and allows the crosser to get open directly underneath the streak, that clear out, and then over the user. And since he has a linebacker, I know even if he goes back up towards it, he can't hop up there. Even if it was Bobby Wagner, he's just too far upfield. Side note, this is after the fact, but what's nice about this play too is that backside post by X. Basically, if you don't want to throw that crosser, because the safety that's over top of the crosser, if he goes with the crosser, you already see there that the deep middle of the field's wide open. So the post is also another option right there. But I didn't, just because also I seen that the safety that is over top of him, as you see, is faced towards the middle of the field. So if I did throw that post, it'd probably get picked off from that safety rolling back to the middle of the field. But if that safety decides to take the deep crosser, if that's the user and they go with the deep crosser, and then you have the deep post coming back. So that's why you got to make progressive reads. Look at B, look at that out, then the crosser, and then you have that post coming back on that backside too. What can also make this play more deadly is how people have been doing, putting the slot on a streak, and then that makes it harder for that safety to guard the post and the streak at the same time. So this play is really good. I don't use it a ton. It's usually when I really need something, or but this isn't the formation that I usually run Y cross out of. That's the nice thing about air raid, is because you can run the same play out of different formations, and usually your opponent, like people I play, aren't going to realize this, because usually they see like, oh, he's running this one formation. Like, you can run the same play out of different formations As long as you know what you're reading and what you're looking at, you can get a bunch of different results. But anyway, that's it for this one. So I'm going to get back to the normal commentary that I already recorded. Perfect read because I just take my time. If you looked, I had A open on that comeback almost immediately, simply just because the user went with the crosser first and then came down. But because I waited, when I was looking at that route, I seen him coming down, so I just waited a few seconds knowing that, okay, well, if he comes down, then that corner is going to the clear out, so I'm gonna have somebody, underneath the clear out, and you're gonna see he gets pretty much wide open, and I pick up a huge gain there. And also kind of move with the pocket. I could have done a little bit better job in not moving so far over, but since I am not physically the quarterback like in the game, I can't kind of like sense the pressure of the pocket, which it'd be cool if they did something like that, if the controller vibrated the closer you got to the corners, the edge rushers, because most quarterbacks can kind of to a degree sense like, oh, somebody's behind me or in front of me. But anyway, you see we make the nice throw, pick up a huge gain there, first down. So next we do have the 4 verts play coming out 3x1. This time we use a drag to go underneath instead of the running back route, and you're going to see why that drag is so nice. He comes out single high, we go 4 verts again, but in a different look, and instead of having the running back run that route, we have the drag, and what happens is it takes 2 people onto one person, and it leaves the running back underneath. What's nice about this is those 4 verts, if it is man, end up being a clear out for your running back or whatever drag route you have underneath. So that it's always nice to have a drag route on 4 verts, simply for this fact, because it'll create some chaos. And also you do have another triangle read there between the running back, the drag, and one of your clear outs. So 2nd and 3, just need a couple of yards. He comes back out too high, and now we're going to use numbers advantages to just pick up a few yards. This is another way of incorporating the running game without necessarily having to run the ball. As you see, he has the advantages in the box, but he doesn't have the advantage outside. So we use that just to pick up the yards we need to. This does help a lot. If you see you have an advantage on the outside, take that. The air raid is all about just taking advantages whenever you can get them. You don't have to always just take those huge chunk plays as you see there. Now, there's some good and some bad in this play, mainly because of the play call itself. I definitely could have called a better play in the red zone. As you see, I got 2 players running into each other, but I am going over the shallow cross, like another variation of shallow cross, where you have a drag going one way and a deep dig going the opposite, and then you have a clear out and something going over the middle, over top. Really good play, but probably not the best on the goal line. I have way too many people running into each other, and things go a little too deep. It doesn't really make sense with how deep the routes are with, where I'm at on the field, but I still make a good read, and it pays off there as I get the first down. But so the first read usually is deep on the far out, but then, you look to the drag, and I see you have 2 people go commit to him underneath, which means there's nobody going to the dig. I take the dig. That's where, there's the issue there with him running into somebody else, but regardless, you get the first down. This is where it gets tough in the air raid, because there's no dedicated spot for, goal line areas, but this is a perfect play that I like because it still incorporates, air raid concepts. As you see here, the linebacker takes a step towards the receiver, so we just run the ball. We get a touchdown. Okay, so on our goal line, basically you just want to come out in your quickest play. I just run the balls. That's one of my most successful running plays. And you see here, it's similar to how it was earlier in the game where I have the numbers to the outside. And you see we were able to just pick up a few yards. And like I said, I just want to pick up a few yards to get off the goal line. And you're going to see here, once again, we have the numbers to give it to Washington. He misses the tackle, and that brings a huge gain because, one, his players bit to the run, and we get a nice 70-yard gain. This next play here is going to be wide sail. I read it streak. So here we go. Streak, the deep dig, and then the underneath. It's just really, you're reading it like a flood concept. Both of those players go high, so I go low to my running back, pick up the first down. Next here, we're getting closer, so I decide instead of picking that same kind of play, I'm going to run the ball. I have two good running backs. I see the outside's not going to be an option. I cut it back up inside, get closer. And then once again, we're going to go with a similar look, but he spreads his D-line out. So just going to run the ball. It's not going to be able to do anything right there. And then that's what usually causes the rage quit for this guy. But if you guys do want more of these, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the bell, because I kind of enjoy doing this. And maybe you guys can see what I do right, what I do wrong. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.